All right, good morning. Welcome to my stream. Here we go. Let's switch my screen over and talk about what we're going to do today. So today is working on refactoring a little bit some of the code that we did yesterday because it doesn't work quite right. We had an issue with highlighting comments because we have to pass in, right now we're just passing in flags, but I think we have to pass in the whole state. And it's kind of an ugly architecture right now, unfortunately, because in our row, when we do a bunch of different things, insert character, delete character, we do a split, we do an append, we have to pass in these flags, and I'm going to have to actually change this to passing in full state in order to copy over the comment strings, because these all call render row, and render row calls update syntax, and update syntax is the thing that updates the highlight, the coloring highlights. So that's what we had yesterday. We actually have it working, but like I said, it's all hard-coded right now. So while the architecture is kind of ugly, passing this flags around, this is just a pass-through from append string to render row to update syntax, and then update syntax is the thing that actually uses it. This is the architecture we have right now, and changing that up is going to be more work than I'm prepared to do on stream. So I think the best thing to do, or the most straightforward approach just to get it working, is to, instead of just passing the editor flags, is to also just pass the whole structure in, the editor syntax struct. So we get more information than we need, but we get the information we need. Because this is where the comment thing comes from. So let's refactor that first, and then work on the next step, which is going to be highlighting keywords. Yeah, colorful keywords. Okay. It's disappointing, actually. If I click this jumps to the top, which is nice, but there's nothing at the top of this page which allows us to jump to it. That's unfortunate. Colorful keywords here. Jump to it. It's not jumping to it. Why isn't it jumping to it? Okay, we'll do that. Let's do that. No, it still won't jump to it by hand, huh? What if I do this and this? There we go. That was annoying. I don't know what Chrome was thinking. Okay, so let's start the refactor process. And it starts in editor, where we pass in flags. Right, we're pulling the flags out here. What we need to do is pass in an option syntax, right? Because this gets passed to push. Oh, row new, yeah. And we do that every place. So let's write a little helper function to get an optional insert row. Why doesn't insert row do it? It should, right? Oh, insert row calls insert row new flags. Okay. Oops. So where is this again? Insert char does oh, I see. Insert row, and then we have to pass the flags in here too. Yeah, see how this is ugly architecture. Okay, stop harping on it, and let's look at this function get highlight, or get syntax data, and it's going to take a self, and it's going to take a that's all it needs, and then we're going to return an editor syntax option, and it's going to reference self, so I think we don't have to worry about lifetimes, maybe, or Rust can infer the lifetimes for us. Let's find out. So it's just basically if let sum idx is equal to self syntax, then we're going to return self hl db idx sum, else none. I'm just kind of making this up on the fly, so who knows if this is going to work. Didn't complain. All right, so now what we can do is if self syntax is not equal to old syntax. Oh, this is when we're saving it, right? If we change the syntax definition, then we need to update it here. So first, I guess the first thing to do is switch back here, switch back to the editor, the row code, and every place there's editor flags, we will just replace it with editor syntax. And then every place we say the word flags, actually the whole word, right? Like that, we'll just say syntax. Not making me happy, but let's keep going. Just update syntax. And then this should be if flags is none, right? If syntax is none. And this should be syntax.flags. Oh. Syntax? Let syntax equals if syntax is none, then return, else. Oh, no, we want to do it this way. If let some syntax equals syntax. Am I shadowing too much here? Syntax, else, none. Return none. Is that going to work? And then instead of what was flags? Syntax.flags, right? Let's see. Let's actually use the little thing here. It says bang, which probably means it's not working, right? Option bang? Oh, this should be an option. All these need to be options. Great. Why isn't it letting me do the ampersand? Can't I search for an ampersand? No. If I do this, that's annoying. I can't search for an oh, I can do this though. I can say search for dot editor syntax. There we go. Now the cursor goes to the right spot, and I can just change this to option editor syntax. Oops, that one was messed up. So option, yeah. Like that. Okay, so now, does this give us, no, it's still an option bang. Why? Maybe I did too much. Oh, because I did mistype it. I mistyped it everywhere. Syntax. There. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay, so let's see if this works. That is an option editor syntax. That's a reference to editor syntax. Reference to editor syntax. Okay, so this might be okay. And now I have to change this to get syntax data. Huh. Did we forget to set self syntax here? Oh, no, that's fine. Yeah, self syntax gets set right here. Okay, so so we can just pass in self syntax. Can we do that? Or is that going to blow up? I know I didn't fix all the other ones, but I'm specifically asking about this one. Can I do self syntax? Oh, I can't because self-syntax is an option usize. And I need to extract. Right, I have to extract the actual syntax. So I have to say, let's say syntax idx. Let syntax equals self get syntax data syntax idx. Right? Is that the way it works? Oh no, that's not the way it works. It actually uses the so if we do this syntax, oops, syntax data like that. I'm messing up this whole refactor. I thought this would be easy. So we get the self, we get this self syntax, we get the editor syntax out of that. That's all we're looking for. Find highlight just returns the index. That's all it returns, and we have to set self index there, but we don't have it yet here. That's why we don't set it there, because we haven't built the struct. Okay. I think we're getting there. So next error is here, where we're passing in flags, and we actually just want to say let syntax data self get syntax data. Right. I'm going to do the same thing here. Put this in A. obdd, B, okay. And then we have this one here. It's hard to type, huh? Syntax data, and then we'll grab it that way. Same with this one. Syntax data right there. Oops. And then we don't want to do that. Update syntax. Self-syntax. We actually want to grab the actual syntax, which means we want to say like that. We're going to just pass in syntax data. Okay. Not quite. This function doesn't have a self parameter. Ah, right. So we have to cheat on this one. Here it is. Okay, so we can just say if let some idx equals self syntax. Oops. Syntax. Oh, is that going to move it? I might move it. I might have to clone that. It's just an int, so maybe it'll clone all by itself. You hope, right? And we can just say some HLDB of IDX, else none. Insert row. Oh, we have a reference to it here, immutable, and then we have a mutable reference here. So this is all messed up. And that's going to happen everywhere. Everywhere we do this, unless I clone the syntax data each time. Right, that's going to happen everywhere. So even though it's, yeah, so I have an immutable reference to the middle of this vector somewhere that contains the data, and then a mutable reference to the rows, which are also in here. So what's the answer to that one? because we do want to pass the data in, and we don't want to have the row have to ask for the data, because the row, I don't want to, if we look at the row information, the only way the row can know what the editor is if we pass the editor in, or a reference to part of the editor, or have it, or just store a reference to the editor, which would be painful, right? Because we can't do that without having borrow checker errors either. And I don't want to copy every time we type a character, right? If we do insert char here, every time we insert a char, we would have to copy this syntax data or make a copy of it. And I don't think you can actually clone it because it's a reference. No, it still doesn't work, because you still have the immutable borrow. And even if you clone it away, it still counts as an immutable borrow of the reference, because that's what we're referencing. Ooh, okay, so yeah. So the only other thing would be to clone it this way. Right, and then we change all of the calls. In row. That's annoying. Okay, this is it's getting worse and worse the more I do this. The worse it's getting. Right, and I have this here. Oh. Method not found in editor syntax. Oh, we can't clone it? Is that going to blow up because of strings? And if I take out copy, clone doesn't work, right? Oh. Yeah, the move happens. That's okay. I don't care if the move happens. Oh, in previous iteration. That's even worse. Now when we read a file, we have to clone the syntax data for every row we read. Same here, right? We're looping over all the rows, and we have to copy it for each one. Oh, can I get away with doing? Oops, let's do syntax here. Oh no, in row. Can I get away with this? Mana says maybe you can use an arc. So an arc is good for multi-threaded stuff, right? And we only have one thread here. I think what you're suggesting maybe an RC. So now we can just do a reference here. Yeah, I think having an RC is the. Oops, something's wrong. Is the way to go with this. And just why is this not working? There. I can just reference it this way. Yeah, the problem is that I'm indexing into this HDLB with and I get an immutable reference into that, and then I want to modify rows. So that's a mutable requirement. So being able to modify this, and I don't want to put this in a ref cell. But this does the trick. Oh, and I don't need to clone those anymore because I have a reference. Oh, I do? Oh no. So I still do need to do. I misread the error message. Syntax.map idx HTLB idx clone. That's interesting syntax. If I may make that pun. .map idx HLDB idx .clone. Huh. Well, it still doesn't like something. Oh, because I did it also on 648.
I don't know what y'all think, but I think that's pretty.
Oh, I don't need that. Self HLB. That's the problem with copy paste, is you get everything wrong. Okay. All right. So we now should be able to update. The whole point of doing this was to be able to get the string for single line comments. Right, and that's what we were doing over here. And we're just comparing the length. So if in-string is none, and we have a thing. Okay, so we just want to grab the syntax then. The syntax of the character string. So we're going to say SCS. Yeah, SCS is equal to syntax dot. And now I've forgotten what it's called. It's called single line comment start. And that's an option string. So if we're not in the string and SCS is some, I'm going to say let SCS equals SCS, and then we're going to work on this. We're going to say if self chars len minus I is less than, is greater than the length of the SCS len, right? That means we have enough characters to check. Here they're just checking, they're just reading off the end of the string, so and they don't care that they're doing that, because the null character will automatically say no for the match. But here we can't read past the end of the string because Rust will complain. So we actually have to check to see if we have enough characters, and then we're gonna have to say, actually we need the len, let len equals SCS len, and then we can say here, if we have enough characters, if the length minus I is greater than len, it might be greater than equal to len, but let's find out. Then we can compare if self chars from I to I plus len is equal to SCS. Oh, we probably can and that, right? Then we do this work here. This is the for loop. This has an extra thing here, so we don't need that. And now what's wrong? We have this if, right? We have this for. Oh, where is this break supposed to be? Yeah, that break is in the right spot. There's the if, there's this, and there's this. Okay. No, it still doesn't format. All this looks right. Alright, let's see what the compiler says. Oh, if. That's what was messed up. There's no if statement there. Okay, move occurs. Okay, I can do it as ref. Oops. Alright, now let's see if it'll still highlight the single line comments. It didn't until I hit space. So we have a matching error here. See how this should be cyan right now. So that might be the greater than or equal business. Off by one error there. So let's try again. // Okay, so that works now. All right, so we're passing in the data. We're just cloning it every time we insert a character. Syntax data, syntax data. Right, and then this just clones it here. And if I take out the clone, it won't build, right? Move occurs, which does not implement the copy trait. So even if I didn't, it would copy it, right? So we have to do it this way. That's a shame because this would be nice to get working better. It might require some offline thought about how to make it, how to re-architect this to make it look better. Okay. Anyway, git add source, git commit fixed up editor syntax data. And I've got a feeling it's going to get worse once we get to multi-line comments, but I don't want to think about that just now. Let's think about colorful keywords. Now let's turn to highlighting keywords. We're going to allow languages to specify two types of keywords that will be highlighted in different colors. And C will highlight actual keywords in one color and common type names in the other color. Okay, so we're going to have two different keyword highlights. I think that's in row. Yeah, so keyword 1 and keyword 2. And keyword 1 and 2. And what colors are they getting? 33 and 32. So let's see what those turn out to be. 33 is yellow and 32 is green. Okay. There we go. Right, the two colors we'll use are yellow and green. Let's add keywords array to the editor syntax struct. This will be a null terminated array of strings, each string containing a keyword. To differentiate between two types of keywords, we'll terminate the second type of keyword with a pipe character, also known as a vertical bar. So instead of doing that, let's use enums. Right? We can just say pub enum keyword. And we're going to call them type 1 and type 2. Or basic string, and then type string. And we'll just have an array of those. And we're just going to call them keywords. Yeah, just keywords. Keywords is a vec of keyword. And now, where we initialize it, oh no. What am I doing? I'm in the wrong thing. X. There we go. Nope. There it is. Okay, and then keywords. Those also have to be pub. It's going to be a vec bang of, and we're going to just copy all these guys. And then wrap them in the appropriate wrapper for their type. Right? Wow. Okay. I'm just trying to line things up so that we can... Where does that go? It goes here? No, comma. I messed something up. Oh, this doesn't go here. Oh, stop it. Like this. Right? Because this is a vec. And this doesn't get a comma. Okay. Oops. Let's undo that because I wanted to do... I was just formatting it, but I want to put basics around all of these. And then around the end, we just do this. Like that. And then, oh, we have to two-string all of these, don't we? Right, like that, and that should... Oh, it doesn't build. Not found in the scope. Oh, they all have to have keyword in front of them. Try that. Oh, because this doesn't clone. Okay. There. Okay. And now we want to grab all of these. Actually, I can just type these in, right? And then just say keyword type int string. And then long double float char unsigned sign and void. What was that? There. There we go. So now we have the different types, and instead of using this funky thing here at the end, we can just figure it out directly. Okay. Now let's highlight them. Okay, so now in editor update syntax. Let's see, that builds. Update syntax. We should be able to just go through each one. Can we get that as a ref too? Or do we need it as a ref? Where are we going to do it? All the way down here. At prev set. Okay, so we don't... So this is after the number highlighting stuff, right? Then we're going to say if prev set for each keyword for keyword in syntax, maybe like this, syntax keywords, to avoid doing any copies and stuff. Okay, then we have to check to see if we found that keyword. And that's, we have to use a similar logic as we did up here for the highlight, the separator highlight thing. Let len equals keyword len. Oh, it's a different, they're different types, right? We need to extract the string. Let str is equal to if let some, no, not some, basic keyword x is equal to keyword, then it's x. Can I do else? If let some, basic type x is equal to keyword, then it's x. Else continue. Can I do that? It doesn't like that at all. Why doesn't it like that? Expected semicolon found. Oh, here. Okay, now it likes it. Can I do that? Because this doesn't return anything, it just continues the for loop. It's got to be one of these two, right? Oh, I have it backwards. Keyword basic, and then keyword type, like that. Okay. So that's good. If it's not one of these two, then we're going to just skip it. Right, and just if it's a keyword 2. Oh. And we can't call it stir. We have to call it key. And we're going to do two things here, actually. We're going to say key and len. And we say x and x.len. Oh no, the type. Okay. All right. Right, so they're just setting a Boolean here. Type 1 or type 2 is type 1. True. Otherwise it's X and false. Okay. So, given that, now we can compare. We can say, oops, I wanted that other window, didn't I? Because I wanted to copy the logic here. If self.chars.len minus I, right? Because we're in this loop here, so we have I still, is greater than or equal to x.len, and self.chars of I to I plus len is equal to x. Then what are we going to do? Memset the whole thing, and I plus equals klen. Okay. For j in I dot self, no, self, x dot len, I plus x dot len, right? Then we're going to say self of hl j, just like we're doing down there, is equal to highlight if is type on highlight keyword 1, else highlight keyword 2, semicolon. Right? Oh, and I misspelled this. There we go. And then we're going to add, we're going to extract the right number, and the way we did that was with nth, right? Row iter, take x line, skip keyword. And then there's another if here. Oh, there's a break. Oh, there's a break out of this thing. Okay. Okay, and then if keywords of j is not equal to null, prev sep equals 0, continue. What does that mean? Oh, that means if we found a keyword Wait. We found something to break out of this. Oh, this is in the for loop. For this for loop, right. Okay, so after the for loop, if we found a keyword, that's the only way this would be not null, then prev sep equals 0 continue. Oh, I see. So what we actually want to do here... Oh, what did I just do? What we actually want to do is break out of... Or we want to continue the while loop, right? So what's that syntax again? Outer? Something like that. And then we can just say prev sep equals false. And then does it continue outer like that? Okay, x is not, oh, because it's key, not x. Right? And then what I mess up here, x, oh, this is key.len. Uh-oh. I thought we were able to row values barred here after move. Value moved here in previous iteration of the loop. So we can do an nth. But not a take, I guess. Okay, well, let's see if this works. This is not C code, but we should be able to still see, like enum should still show up as a highlight, as a keyword. Yeah, and it does. And char is in green and enum is in yellow. Look at that. Int, there's int. That's interesting. Did I miss something about it finding the end? Oh, yes, I did. I missed the is separator. Okay. So let's fix that. Row. So if we have enough and the key matches and is separator. And there's somewhere we have a separator, yeah. Row render I plus klen. Self chars I plus klen equals, oh, is separator. Right? Yeah, it doesn't like that. String can't be indexed by usize. I could say get. Right? String indices are ranges. Oh, ranges of. I have to get a range. Oh. There must be, without reiterating over all the chars, a way to get that char. What did I do up here for the string? Oh, I was just doing string matching, but oh, I committed it already. Log get show. Because I must have done it there, right? In checking for the comment characters, where I had it hard coded. Oh, I was just checking against the whole thing. So I wasn't checking just against a single character. So I guess I can cheat and just say I can just get the key length one by doing this, right? Keylen dot dot key len plus 1, right? And then I can say nth 0 unwrap the separator. Oh, nth 1. Oh wait, that's a stir. That's already a stir. So can I do that? Given that it's a stir? Nope. String indices are ranges. So I can just let me do this. Let x equals this thing here. Not x. It's a stir. Oh, it's not a reference to a stir, it's just a stir. That's a confusing type. I can do this, right? And this is still a stir. Foo chars take nth 0. Option char unwrap. So we call less char. Right? Oops, that should be is separator. I lost my eye somewhere. Okay. It's only funny until someone loses an eye. All right, so this might do the trick here, right? So the error was that we saw green int and then gray or white O for into. And that should not be highlighted because it doesn't end with a separator. So let's see if that works. And it panicked because I think we went too far with this thing here. So we can say let last is sep is equal to if key dot, oh, I didn't want to go keylen. I wanted to go from I plus right. I mean the keyword is this, and I want to get the one right after that. So it should be I plus keylen. If I plus key, let's get the len. Let len is equal to x key dot len. There we go. And then if I plus len is greater than or equal to self chars len, then last is separator is true. Otherwise, we're going to have to check if, it's probably else if, right? Otherwise, Copy will complain. Actually, we want to grab the character. So else, I'm going to grab I plus len to I plus len plus 1. And we can just say here, chars nth 0 unwrap. And then we can say foo is separator, semicolon. And then we can just say last is sep. And see if that works. Rage, hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I am a full-time software engineer. My day job is writing C code. That's how I earn my my money. Okay, so okay. So call next instead of nth 0. Actually, I wanted nth of 1, didn't I? Next, like that maybe. Let's see if this still blows up. It doesn't. Okay, and then do we see the ints correct? Where are the ints? I'm not. Oh, I should be looking for them, right? That's why we have Control F, right? int. Okay, so it's correctly not highlighting that. And if I said like int foo equals double bar, that's not valid C, but it's showing that the character is in fact, or the characters are in fact being highlighted. And if I put an X there, then the green goes away and it returns that way. Okay, so I think this is the trick for getting the highlights, the keywords to work, and separating out the keywords of the types versus the keywords of the regular keywords. The basic keywords is what I call them. Right? Okay, so that's good. That's all good. And I think this is all we need to do here. Yeah, this is describing how the C code works, and we had to kind of understand how the C code works. So maybe I should have read this first. All right. So I think this is going to be good enough. This is kind of ugly. I wonder if there's a cleaner way to do this. Wagafa says working with strings in Rust can get annoying sometimes when you're like 99% sure you're dealing with only ASCII values. Yeah, it would be nice to make sure that this is all Unicode safe, and I think it might be. I don't know. I haven't tried putting in like emoji. What happens if I try to type this in here? Where's the cursor? I lost my cursor. There's a bug somewhere. It lost my the block cursor's gone. Oh no, I'm on the search. Never mind. Okay, so if I hit paste, yeah. Panic that byte index 14 is not a char boundary, it is inside this, bytes 13 to 17. Right. So that's what happened there. We were trying to do this, and it's line 221. That's, oh no, yeah, this is line 221. So we're extracting the chars incorrectly here. So what we should be doing, right, in order to prevent that failure from happening is creating loop over all of them, right? I say let foo equals self chars nth I plus len plus 1 unwrap, right? So we can try running that. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, we could do it here, right? We can just say if let sum ch is equal to this. If it is, then we want to return if it's a separator. Else, it is a separator. Last is this. Otherwise, it's true. If there isn't one there, right? Then we can get rid of that. That works. Does that run? Now we're just waiting for the entire thing, right? Okay, let's see if I can paste it to restation. Oop, I lost my restation. Copy. Paste. No. Now it's on 225, which is here. Right? I'm extracting data from the middle of the string, unfortunately. Yeah. Alright. I guess I'm not going to worry about it. But that actually did clean this up a little bit, right? This looks a little nicer. Actually, let's see if it works. Oh, right. I can just type it here. Int double x. Oh, I'm off by 1. I'm off by 1. So I didn't want that +1. Right? Quit. Try again. And I gotta reset my terminal now. Int. Yep, that's green. Double. Oh. Huh. That works. Oh, what did I do wrong? Did I typo it or something? Oh, I know what's going wrong. We're breaking when we shouldn't be breaking. No. I did get this len thing here, so I should be able to clean all those lens up. Like that. But we still have a bug here. That if I have a keyword on the why is double not working? Am I typoing it? Oh, char doesn't work either. Oh, it's every other. Oh, am I skipping too many? Maybe I'm skipping too many here? That doesn't make sense, though. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So there's something else going on here. Supercuber, hello. Oh, because prevsep is false. Right? So we won't come back into here until we see a prevsep come down here. But that's the space should be the separator. If the space counts as a separator, and this len is the length of the keyword that we're skipping, it should be just len. We set this to false. We continue on outer, which is here, and then the next thing should be the space. So we default to normal. We're not in a string, and we do have a thing here. Then we check to see if we're in a comment, but we're not. So we don't do that. Syntax flags and highlight strings is not 0. So we look to see if we're in a string. We look at all this. This is all false. We're down here. This is all false. Prevsep is false. So prevsep should be C as separator, and C as separator should have a space, and it does. So then it's the separator, and then we should come in here for the next one. So No, Rust isn't warning me about unused or reused or read before freed or... Huh. All right. Yeah, and I don't know how to go through and debug this because we're messing around with the screen at the same time that we would be doing prints. So that's a little awkward. All right, well, that's a bug to search for at some point. Yeah, this changes just because I switched that back to 0, but yeah. Let me reset my screen. Yeah, so that doesn't matter. Okay. Hum. All right. We have this kind of working, but there's a bug in it. Let's see if we can see what the bug is just by looking. Oh, that's non-printable character. Looking at their code again. Here's the for loop, right? We then determine if we're is type 1 or 2, and if it's neither one, I say continue. This should actually be a panic, right? Because it's got to be one of those two. And in fact, if we add more, we would just make it a match, right? In fact, maybe we should do that. That way we get rid of that continue line. Because the only reason I'm doing the if let is to deconstruct it. So we can just say match keyword. And if it's basic, then we're going to do x true. And if it's type, and then it's going to x false. Right? That's cleaner. That's much cleaner. All right, so that's that. KW2 is kline minus minus, and that's only because of the trailing pipe character that we don't need. We grab the len, so this should be kline, right? Just to match up with this code. So kline. Oops. There. Right. Okay, if string compare, so not means do they compare? Unfortunately, because string compare returns 0 if they do match. So nodding it means make it true if they do match. And I'm adding an extra bounds check here, otherwise Russell's going to complain. chars.len minus I. I is the index into the chars array. Right, and the characters match the key, which is what we extracted here. And the last is a separator. Let's reformat that. And that's the this is separator for row render I plus kline. Oh, render. Render. Ah. And I should be checking render here, not chars. I wonder if I made that mistake on other places. Is the... Yeah, this has to be render also. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I wonder if this is also a bug here. Row R size. Render size, right? Okay. Where is this chars in this mess? Right here? Oh. Yeah, so we're always basing it off of render. Okay. So maybe that was the bug. The renders different because of the highlight or the tab, or I don't know. Let's see. Does that build? It does not. Oh, chars. That was dumb. Okay. So let's see what happens here. Int. That does not fix it. That does not fix it. Okay. Right. And the reason we're doing it this way is as if here, right, this is the for loop I have in my code. And after the for loop, we add klen, and then we break out of this for loop, which is this for loop here. And then we check to see if the keywords j is not null, pref sep is this, and then continue. So maybe that continue is... No, that's the right level, right? Because here's the while loop. And that's a continue for the while, and I'm continuing here on the while. I guess what we can do is we can just say like touch blank .c, and I can just print out the index println I and C, right? And that won't show up in this way, I think. Cargo run blank .c. If I just say int, and then, right, I could quit out of that. Okay, so I could say script record cargo run blank .c int quit. Okay, and then we're going to see a mess in this recording, but it should print out. Yeah, here we go. Here's where it's printing it all. Every time we change the screen, it's printing it. So 1 and n, 5 and n. Oh, it's skipping. Shouldn't it start with 0? Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's over here, 0 and I. I see. That means it's going to be a little confusing to read. Yeah, so 7 in space, and that's the separator. I was hoping to see it skip over the first int. Yeah, here, see how it goes 8 and then 13. Because it found the I and then it matched the int. And then the next character was n. So it's going too far, right? But when I subtracted 1 off of klen here, it didn't change anything. Oh, I'm still on the screen. That's annoying. Let's do it again. Cargo run blank. Let's see. Oops. Int. And then quit. Exit. There we go. Okay, so it's saying int here. 8 and I, 9, 10, 11, and 12 and int. And for some reason it's not matching that int. Ugh. But it seems like, because K-line is going to be 3. Oh yeah, and then we just want to skip the remaining 2 and grab that. I wonder if we should, because the next one should be the space, right? Because we shouldn't read the space. But I don't understand why that would be 2 off then. But that fixes it. Right? We should be skipping forward the length of the keyword -1. Because we read the I, and then we scanned forward the N and the T. Down here. We scanned forward the N and the T, and we saw those. And now we want to skip -2, so that this would end up for int would just be a skip 1. The next one would be here. Oh, and then we're going to skip this one. That's the one we need to skip, and then we get the space. That's awkward. That's awkward to think about, to reason about. All right. Anyway, it's working now. That's the good news. Git status. Git add source. Git commit. And this was step 174. We're almost done. Highlight C primary and secondary keywords. Okay, and we should add a Rust one to it also, right? And then non-printable characters. Okay, let's do this and then call it a stream. Mugafa says, I'm sorry I talked about Unicode when you had it working and now it doesn't. I never had Unicode working. That was the thing. And because I index into this chars and the render array and all that kind of stuff. Actually, given the fact now that I wonder how that's going to work. Copy. Because I'm doing it on the render array. It still blows up. Oops, I left in the debug code. Let's do that. And what is it? Amend? How do you get amend? No edit? Something like that? Is it 1-? Nope. I always forget the syntax because I rarely do this. Git amend. Oh, I had the highlight working for ASCII. Yeah. Oh, git commit amend. I forgot to tell it commit. Okay. Yep. Okay. The print's gone. Okay. Good. That's interesting that it dumps it out just before here. Paste. Okay, and then reset. There. Okay. And that's something we can do as an add-on, I guess, is to get it working for Unicode. Oops, that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Non-printable characters. Before we tackle highlighting multi-line comments, let's take a quick break from editor update syntax. We're going to display non-printable characters in a more user-friendly way. Currently, non-printable characters completely mess up the rendering that our editor does. Just try running Kilo and passing itself in as an argument. That is, open a Kilo executable file using Kilo. Boom. Stream did not contain valid UTF-8. But I think I can just do rec, right? Yeah. So this is all messed up, right? And there's a control S. Oh, no, something is weird. Look at that. We got weird stuff going on. Okay, so yeah, it's messing up because it's just printing out the non-printable characters. So to prevent all that, we're going to translate non-printable characters into printable ones. We'll render the alphabetic control characters as capital letters A through Z. We'll also render the 0 byte like a control character, control @ So we'll render it as an @ sign. Finally, any other non-printable characters will render as a question mark. And to differentiate these characters from their printable counterparts, we'll render them using inverted colors, black on white. Okay. There was an invert thing, right? Maybe not under colors, but under style. This is in the cross term thing here. Content style, set attribute. Attribute. Reset bold, dim, italic, underline, slow blink, rapid, reverse. Right? That's what we want. It's the reverse attribute. So how do we set an attribute? Oh, we just say set attribute, and that's a style. I think we already have that in egg row. No. How do we do the reverse then at the bottom of the page? Cargo run t.c. Right, because this is all inverse. That's in draw status bar, right? Oh, it's in screen. Okay. Right, all this, the screen has all the screen stuff. Set colors. Oh. Oh, I see. I'm doing it this way. I should do it inverse, right? Q set attribute and an attribute : reverse. Like that. Oh, I forgot this. Undeclared thing, so cross-term style attribute. Oh, and set attribute also. There we go. Let's see if it still does reverse. Ooh, what the warning now? Oh, we're not using colors in here. That's so. So the row does the color stuff when we draw it. How do we? What do we call syntax? Oh, we call syntax to color in screen. Yeah, that's right. This is in screen, so it doesn't use it, but it uses it in the other one. Okay, so let's see if this still does reverse bottom line. It does. Okay, so that's what we should have been doing all along. So now we're going to check to see if it's a control character. If is control, does char have that? Rust. This is my cross-term one. I don't want to mess that one up. Char. Standard char. Maybe that can't be, right? Because they're all Unicode code points, which are not control characters. And we're interpreting it as a ASCII or / Latin 1. Yeah, when we read the file in, right, we're reading it in as Unicode, and that happens in editor. So we can't actually edit files that contain control characters, right? Because it's going to blow up on us. If I say, let's create a file with a control character, we can do this, and then say Control F in there, right? We can do that, and right, Control F. And if I say cargo run, Control F, it just gets ignored. It just gets ignored. And we should be, what I'm doing here, right, is I'm reading the file data. Where do I read the file? Read. Read to string. This is what's causing all the pain, is that I'm assuming it's a string, because string is a it's just UTF-8, a UTF encoded growable string. And what I should be doing is reading to an array of U8s. Wagafa says, I think there's an ASCII control function on the char type. Okay, well, let's do that. If that exists, thank you, Wagafa. Let's see. And this is in draw rows, which is in screen. I was hitting Control F to try to search. Draw rows. There. Okay. So let's see what this looks like. We're looping over every row. That's here, right? Oh no, we're looping over the character, every character. So here's what we do the work, right? Here's the highlight, else if highlight normal. Okay. So we can check to see if, let me see that char. Would it be under core char functions? I don't see an is. Oh, here we go. Is control. Returns true if this char has a general category for control codes. Control codes are described in chapter 4 of the Unicode standard. Oh, okay, so Unicode has control codes. Oh, but this is like, oh, that's why Gaffa, you said on ASCII control. And there is an ASCII control. So that's these guys. Okay, let's try that. C is ASCII control. What do we do then? That's when we do the syntax highlight. So now we have to convert it. C as U8 minus, oh no, plus, right? At as U8 as char. Let sim equal this. Right, so we have to convert it to a U8, so it's going to be in the range of 0 to 26, and we want to add 64 to it. Mugafa says, I guess the Unicode covers more control characters, but maybe ASCII is enough for this. Yeah, I'm going with your the second half of your sentence there. We're just going to take the basic approach here, and then maybe another stream would be to make this kilo thing Unicode aware. That would be a good stream to work on. And so now we're going to append 7M, the symbol, and then M. And set 7M switch to inverted colors, right? So that's all we're going to do is the set attribute. Oops, that's not the right one. Screen. Oh, we are in screen. Set attribute. Yeah, so we're going to do this guy here. So we're going to say self standard out. Queue this. We're then going to queue the print of the sim. And then queue the non-reverse. Queue reset color. I paused there for a second because maybe there's a right, so this is the attribute for inverse. Is there an attribute for, oh, there is for reset. Okay. So maybe that's what I should be doing here. Set attribute reset. Right? And I should be doing that same thing down here because we're not changing the colors. And then I need to do that in order to, oh, and then this is an else. All of this, right? All the way down to here, right? And then I'll have to pull in the attributes, colon star. Oh no, I don't need to do that. What's wrong? Reset color is no longer used. And help use a byte literal instead. Okay. That just means put a B in front of it. Okay. Oh, we don't need the as you ate then. That's what it's saying. Okay, there we go. So now let's quit out of this and see if we can see the reversed F. We do. Look at that. There's a reversed F. Okay, so that all worked. Thank you, Agafa. All right. Is there anything else in that section here? Is that it? We use X control. We use the escape sequence. Unfortunately, escape turns off all text format, including colors. So let's print the escape sequence for the current color afterwards. Oh. If current color is not 1, then we're going to reset the... But why would you even do that? Oh, because of comments, right? Right now, if I have if I blank dot C, if I have this line has a comment, right? If I then, I don't want to say that because I want my blank, right? Oh, I'm in, I did Vim instead of cargo run. Okay, so that's good because I can now insert a control F, right? So let's see, let's write this to comment F dot C. And then cargo run comment. Yeah, so it reversed the F, but then the rest of the colors got left alone. So we need to do this part here. So instead of set attribute reset, we can do if, where's my current color business? Current color is color reset. Current color. Oh, we can just queue up the current color because if it's either going to be reset or a color that we're on, right? Oh, but it's color reset versus attribute reset. So yeah, if we say if current color is not equal to, yeah, that's interesting. The reset attribute reset also reset the color, whereas the inverse actually did the inverse with the current color. The attribute reverse did that. So attribute reset didn't reverse it back to the thing. So we want to say if current color is not equal to color reset, I guess we want to queue up the attribute reset anyway, and then we just want to spit out the current color. Right? Self standard out, queue, set color, current color, or set foreground color. Right? Oop, what did I do wrong? Oh, I missed this. Okay, so let's see if this works now. Let's edit that. There it goes. Okay, so now we can see the Control F in there and the color resumes. And if I look at just the regular Control F file, we can see that it does the same thing or something similar. Okay. Mugafa says, can't you just reverse again? Let's try it. I thought reverse would reverse based on whatever colors there are, but let's try it. Nope, apparently not. I guess reverse really means reverse whatever the current foreground and background are. That looks pretty funny. Okay. You can test the coloring of non-printables by pressing Ctrl A, Ctrl B, and so on to insert those control characters into strings or comments, and you should see that they get the same color as the surrounding characters just inverted. And I don't think that's the case with our code, because in our editor, we trap all of the control characters. Oh, no, we don't. Okay, so here's Control Q, here's Control S, here's Control F, here's Control L, here's Control H. Any regular key. So if there's no modifier or there's a shift, then we'll insert it. So actually that leaves out like tab, right? So I bet you I can't do a tab in here. Oh, why? Oh yeah, this is all reversed too. That's funny. If I hit tab, yeah, tab doesn't get accepted. The numbers do, and the shifts do. Shift numbers do. But tab is a special key code. That goes, that. Oh, I can't shift. There it goes. I must have just not been holding it down right. Okay. So everything works. What if I do like. That panics. Oh, I was trying to type in umlaut U. Right there, and that blows up. Okay, because that's it's a 3-character Unicode sequence. Sorry, 3 byte Unicode character sequence. All right, and now I have to reset again. There. Okay. So the tab key. We need to be able to insert tab keys. Is it just key event? Code, key code tab, and then modifiers, key modify none, like that. Let's see if that builds. Oop, what did I mess up? Variable not in all patterns. Is it because I typoed that? Nope. What does this mean? Variable not in all patterns. That's true, but isn't it? Oh, because it needs the variable. Oh, duh. Mugafa says terminals are strange. I agree. Terminals are very strange. I've been messing around with the curses library in C for mumble years. and it's still baffling the way things behave. Self, insert, char, tab. Is that cheating? I don't think that's cheating. I don't know if I can't think of any other characters that you can type that you'd want to be able to insert. All right, so let's try this. See if I can type a tab now. I guess it doesn't matter. Cargo run t.c. Tab, tab, tab. Okay. Yep. So that works. Why was I caring about that? Oh, just because. Okay. So let's quit. Git status. Git diff. What do we have? So let's, for our editor, git add editor, git commit, allow tab char to be typed. Oh, because I wanted to see if I could type controlled characters, and I don't think I can. If I hit Control A here, yeah, none of those characters work. I'm doing ABC, and none of them are working. Git diff. So this is the changes we made for highlighting control characters, and that was step 176. Git add source, git commit. Step 176, highlight control characters. There we go. Okay, so that's going to wrap the stream up. That's good timing because it's we have one last thing left: colorful multi-line comments. And that's going to be annoying because we're going to have to remember if we're in the middle of a because each row doesn't know about its previous row, and if the previous row is in the middle of a multi-line comment, that the current row is going to have to know about it. So that's going to get annoying, especially given how we refactored our editor this morning or at the start of the stream. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's push this up and call it a stream. All right. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out with me. It looks like Brooke Zerker just started his stream, so I recommend going over to see that. I'm not going to set up the rate because it's too painful to do this. I don't have a good setup here for switching over to somebody else's stream and rating them and all that kind of jazz. I got to figure out how to do this better. I'm not a professional streamer by a long shot. All right, yeah, but check out Brooke Zerker, and I will see you tomorrow or whenever the next stream is, hopefully tomorrow, for colorful multi-line comments. All right, take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.